like you walk into a room and it goes quiet.
So tonight is all about the Big Give Christmas Challenge and the Miss Tanner Collection. Dun dun. So what Carol and I are going to try and do over the next 25 minutes to 30 minutes is tell you 4 things. So more about Miss Tanner and the collection, more about explain what we're going to spend the money on, more about the mechanics of the Big Give, and really then our fundraising plans and your part in that and how you can help us. So this is Miss Ellen Georgina Tanner. Now this photo was in the Bristol Post in November 1936, and it's taken towards the end of her life, so before she was an adventure around the Middle East. She spent most of her life looking after her father. In fact, this is a terrific coincidence because she lived with her father in Frenchley. Now, I don't know if anyone comes from Bristol, but the old NHS Trust there, it had a headquarters at Frenchley. I used to work there. So many a time I have been in Miss Tanner's house, Miss Tanner and her father's house, drinking tea, and I was totally unaware until I did research for this presentation that that house was the NHS. Anyway, I digress. So she spent most of her life looking after her father. When he passed away, he left her a legacy of £18,000. A terrific amount of money there. So we're talking late 1800s. So late Victorian age, still time of the empire, still not really, you know, a time when women went travelling on their own. So maybe things haven't changed that much. So the minute she was able to, she took this route like down from England in Cape of Good Hope. And her main stay points were Baghdad, Azerbaijan, Tehran, and a town beginning with I. Isfahan? Yes, exactly right. Thank you. And she spent 2 years out there, between 1894 to 1896, just travelling around. And the reason we know so much is that she kept a really detailed journal. It's called By Road and River, Journeys to Mesopotamia. And you get a little bit of sense of her kind of sparky personality. And she's amused, but maybe slightly irritated that everyone is so obsessed with the fact that she's not married. And she's, you know, spending time on travelling on her own. In fact, there's a quote from her diary that says that she met the son of the Shah of Persia, and he asks her, how come you're not married? And she said, you can just imagine that. She said, if I were to do so, it would be my job to stay at home with my husband if he did not like travelling. And then the great pleasure of my life would be living. So we get this idea that she was really ahead of her time. So when she came back, she had amassed, I don't know, around 100 objects. And they had been, so in the 1920s, they were divided between 4 organisations. So the Victoria and Albert Museum, the V&A, the Holburne, Bristol Museum and Galleries, and I'm going to say this wrong.
It's Bath Royal Literary and Scientific Institution,
known
as Brisley, which is why we can never remember what it means.
So very exciting. But we've had this collection of around, we bought around 85 objects, and the majority of it has been installed all that time. So you can imagine, like, for nearly 100 years, you know, it hasn't been kept in the best of condition. So I'm now going to go through all 85 objects in detail. No, I'm not. But I just wanted to give you a taste of the objects. So on the far right, you've got this embroidered shawl. It doesn't really do it justice, but when you sort of see it closer up, the colours are really vibrant, and we're hoping through the conservation that they will be even more so. This is the damascened peacock, and at the moment it's sort of covered in corroded metal. So it would be quite detailed work to get it back to its full glory and the kind of that golden gilt, but that's what we're hoping. And then these are a set of lacquered playing cards, and they're like little miniatures. You know, they're not like the cards we have today. But also, we know from her diaries they were used to play a game called A's, and A's apparently is like poker. This image here is of a rose water dispenser. So at the time in the Middle East, when they had many ceremonies, could be weddings, could be just a religious ceremony, they would pour rose water over the tea to keep them cool. And she also has this mirror, and this will go in a case that we're going to have here at the beginning of October. And she tells the story of how, you know, she just took the frame and bought the glass in London because she was scared of bad luck. So something all those years ago, people were superstitious. Still happening today. So, given that we're with like there's 4 institutions that we can collaborate with, and we've also been fortunate to secure a grant from the Islamic Art and Material Culture Specialist Subject Group Network. So they will be working with us to do even more research around the objects, her kind of route, and interpreting her diary. So many of you will know, every time we do have an exhibition, we do an associated learning programme, and that's right from arty babies, toddler-alongs, working with schools, to the adult learning, the updates, working with the universities and lectures. So that will be part of where we will be spending this money if we are successful. Okay, so hopefully we've now learned a little bit about Miss Tanner and her collection. So this is the second thing we want to achieve tonight. Where's the money going to go? So again, you don't have to remember any of this. Well, remember roughly. So we're aiming to get a total of £50,000. The majority of that cost will go towards the conservation and curation of the objects. It's such a specialist work, that's where, you know, nearly a half of the way that money will go. Then all the objects will be on exhibition. I think we're going to call it Bath to Baghdad next year from June. That's the second of money. Obviously, we promote it and market it. And then the final tranche of money is to do the core learning programme around the exhibition, but also specialist learning with the other institutions and have information exchange. Now, this is where I leave you, and I hand over to my colleague Carol. She's got the joys of the big gift going through.
Yes. So, hi everyone, my name's Carol, for those of you I haven't met before. I'm the trust fundraiser at the museum, and I work for Jane in the development team, and I've been doing quite a bit of work on the Big Give campaign. So Jane's be quite a hard act to follow because she had the exciting bit, and I've now got to explain how the campaign works, I'm afraid, so please bear with me. So the pledges that we've already raised, they've all made online using the Big Give website, and the Big Give champions are doing the same, basically.
And what I want them to know is who runs the national fund.
So it's, have you heard of the, Reed Employment? Yeah. So there's a Reed Foundation, and this is their brainchild. So if you can put yourself forward as a champion, and normally they're trusts and foundations who have that kind of that sort of money to give away, and they will say, actually, I'm really interested in an education project. I'm really interested in an arts project. What's coming through? They will be showing me applications, and they say, yes, I actually want to know. So I think the Reed Foundation do it themselves, but we only go into the pot with other arts organisations.
So we're not competing against education projects or homeless projects. We would be matched with an arts fund. So there's trusts like the Holburne Trust, the Clive and Sylvia Foundation for the Arts. There's lots of people who put themselves forward. So someone like Sylvia, that's something to do.
Often people like to do things that they feel a kind of personal connection. And so I think it's very important that volunteers, if we're with our landmarks on, should know as much as we can about this town's personal history. Because certainly when we're in the collections gallery, people are very interested in who he was, what his motivation was, all that kind of thing. And I think that's important for us to know that kind of information about her, so we can put that over to people.
We can gather together with what we've got and send an email that way.
Yeah, the best way.
Yeah. We're also thinking of moving some information sheets at the front desk or in the gallery, so you can pick them up if you are asked to questions. I mean, Caroline and others will be around that week, so please do come and grab us if you want, someone else to talk to the question, we'll do our best. Catherine, always loves to interact and we're talking about it, so, she's very willing, so hopefully we'll get lots of insight.
Is this kind of just the one role trip that we should do that?
Yes, I mean, she spent most of her younger years looking after her dad. I don't know what his illness was, but it was only when he passed away that she had the resources, so she had the money to go to the museum.
It wasn't just the one trip.
Yeah, so she was away for 2 years, but just in the one trip.
And once you picked that, it'd be a fascinating story behind that.
She must have done a lot of, I don't know if she had this kind of, it sounds like when she says, if I got married, it would take away the greatest pleasure of my life. That, she's had that experience of going around for about a year, 18 months, that she was very keen. Maybe when she was at home looking after her dad, she did lots of research and they noticed the field, or she'd heard about other people doing the same. It was quite common, wasn't it, to do a grand tour?
Not for women.
No, not for women. But it was, or it would be chaperoned. But as you rightly say, they mainly go to Europe.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
For all we know, Dad would have said to them, whatever you do, don't ever go to Baghdad.
They call this up and make it really fascinating.
Besides diary, there's no other information we're aware of.
We've got some information from Bristol because they've got a bit of research and they had some stuff with the objects that they've got. So Kate Newham there has shared a presentation with us which has a bit more information than we had. So we can certainly incorporate that information in what we send round. Because I think although she only made the one trip to the Middle East, she did go to Europe before that. So it's I wonder if there was a sort of a go to Europe and that's sort of not quite exciting enough and I want to go a bit further.
That's what it
Yeah.
Oh, that's very
Yeah. Should we put pictures of the objects on it rather than the logo then?
Nice little picture of Miss Tanner and
the rosewater. Yeah.
The things that really get people going, as you said, on personal things about William Holburne and to get on with his sisters. That's what people want to know. They want to have and personal involvement.
Yeah.
And then when they're so involved in Holburne, you see the wider picture. Then I've done say, I will put some money in the box. Well, thank you for all the information. I didn't know that. I think we have dressed up as this time.
You're going to have to get in line. We want to do that.
So I think we've actually got to look at it a number of ways. And while the big gift campaign is hugely important, I think we've got to tailor it to the people that we have come to the Holburne
Yeah.
It's extremely
Yeah,
good fun.
absolutely. Yeah.
I think we should get Bath and take a lot of money from that car park, sponsor us a chalet down at Christmas market.
Good
The
idea.
Christmas market thing's becoming a bit of
Another volunteer rota.
Yeah, right, so I think is there any more burning questions, or is I think we'll sort of wrap up.